So here we are with the new upgraded buckets for our Trident Plus series. This is a 50 horsepower but applies to all our Trident Plus models. Starting at the front, you've got the bucket teeth as standard. You've got a heavier gauge bucket. I believe it's a 50% increase over the previous buckets. On the side here, as you can see, all buckets are appropriately gusseted, so there's minimal chance of bending them if you operate within the safe working load or in your digging capacity. You've got a grab teeth there, so you can use the 4-in-1 to actually clamp down on, let's say, logs or whatever else may be on your property that you need. You've got the Euro hitch as standard with auto locking function, so you don't even have to get off of the tractor to lock whether it's the front end loader bucket or whether it's other front end loader implements. Over here you've also got the high vis markings so that for easy acquisition in low light conditions. All hoses are quick disconnect fittings, 1/2 inch NPT, and you've now got a sheath which will reduce the chances of something just getting caught between your two hoses and splitting them apart. All front end loader rams now have guards on them which just minimize any potential debris or dust or even let's say a big stick causing any potential damage to the rams over there on both sides. As standard though, you've got your locating pin, so that locating guide rod. Just a pro tip, if you'd like, you can put a bit of paint around it until you get the bucket feel and acquire where level is for the bucket. As you tilt the bucket up and down, that rod will go up and down. This particular tractor is a bit unique compared to the other Trident Pluses, but still applies just on the opposite side. So all hoses, as mentioned, are sheathed, but on this particular tractor they're run inside the left hand side of the front end loader arm as opposed to the right hand side, as you'll find on all the other Trident Pluses. As per usual, you've also got legs here. They take about 5 minutes to set up for you to remove the front end loader. If you'd like to remove the front end loader, all you have to do is disconnect the quick connect fitting, pop the legs down, pop this handle forward, there's one on each side, and once that's all done, you're able to drive the tractor out from behind it. Hey guys, Josh here from Nicola's Machinery with our newest offering in the Trident Plus range, the 50 horsepower. Entry-level horsepower doesn't mean you're getting entry-level performance. So tractor has a 3.2 ton gross weight with a 700 kilo max capacity in the front end loader with a 450 kilo safe working load. Moving on, we've got the tires, which are heavy duty trellis tires, one of the premium options you can get for a tractor. They are tubeless, and as you can see up the back here, they are expandable tracks, and which also provide you the option to flip the tires around should you choose to do that later on for a bit of extra stability. Just before we head in the cab, just a few things I'd like to point out exterior wise. As mentioned in another part of the video, we've got the new upgraded front end loader. You've also got full LED working lights all around, windshield wiper, LED indicators, all the accoutrements needed should you need to register your tractor, but also just for operation, all those extra lights do make life a lot easier. Other thing before we head in, the glass itself is tinted. We don't actually have tint on the glass. The glass itself is tinted from the factory, providing all that UV protection needed for the Australian sun. And let's head on in. Due to the size constraints of the cab, unlike my other videos, I won't be sitting in the cab and running you through everything. We'll just start here on the left side, finish up on the other side. So pretty standard features here that you'll find on most tractors and will be recognizable to you, just in different layout. So over here you've got 2 speeds on our PTO. You've got 540 RPM, 720 and neutral. With regards to that, all of our implements run at 540 RPM, so you will never have to use the 720. That being said, over here you've got the high and low range box, essentially speeds 1 through 4 and then 5 to 8 in the next gearbox. Up here you've got a fire extinguisher, God forbid you ever need it. You do have that option there if there are brush fire or whatever else may happen on your property. Down here, just under the seat, you've got your 4-wheel drive selector. Down is 2-wheel drive, and if you pull that T handle up, a sensor will beep on the dash representing 4-wheel drive. You'll have to make sure it is locked in. Over here you've got your clutch pedal, and a lot of this will be recognizable to you if you've ever driven a manual car. You've got your clutch, brake, and accelerator, with the main differences being you can split the brakes and use them independently if you need to make a tighter turn. Up here, as standard, you've got your shuttle shift. Your clutch will have to be in to go from neutral to forward or reverse. Theoretically, you can go just as fast in reverse as you can forward. Not that we encourage it, but the option is there. Down here, you've got all your light controls. So you've got indicators, headlights, hazards. Up here, digital dash showing your rev counter and battery voltage, also fuel and temperature. Now we'll head on over to the other side of the tractor. So one last thing I'll touch on this video. If you've seen any of our other videos, I am very adamant about this, but please do not rest your foot on the clutch pedal. We do incorporate some free play into the pedal, but if you rest your foot on this pedal, you will cause premature wear to the clutch and thus burn out your clutch. That is not a warranty item, that is a wear item. So again, please do not ride the clutch. Just take your foot off when you're finished using it, but we do account for that with a bit of free play, but any more than that take up, you're causing premature wear to the clutch. We'll work our way from the outside in on this side. First up, over here, you've actually got the old school country aircon. So if you pull this handle right out all the way, you can shut the door on it and use the tractor as a air conditioning system without actually using the air conditioning system. Or if there's work you need to do where you actually need to hear your surroundings, this is always a good option to have. Over here, as mentioned earlier, this ties in with your low and high speed box over there. It's just your H pattern shifter, just like your car. Over here, main 3-point linkage control. So you got up, down, and if you pull it all the way forward, it engages float on your 3-point linkage. That means whatever's on your 3-point linkage will follow the contours of the ground. You have 2 external remotes that, unless you buy implements that require the external remotes, you most likely will never use. Down here is your diff lock. So all you have to do is step on that to engage the diff lock, and when you finish getting yourself out of the rut, should 4-wheel drive not be enough, you just take your foot off that, it'll disengage the diff lock. Down here is your handbrake. So all you have to do is press down on the brake pedal, lock that in. I currently can't generate the force required to lock that in, but that is what that is. Over here you've got some fuses for the interior, some more light switches, some work lights up here. That's for your rotator. Should you have a property that requires the use of a rotator, you do have that LED beacon up the top. And there's your wipers as mentioned, some more work lights. Hand throttle over here, which can be used either as a cruise control or when you're idling and needing to use an implement. You run all our implements at about the 12 to 1500 RPM range. Your tractor will tell you how much grunt to give it, depending on the implement. So let's say you're using the post hole digger. If it's starting to bog at about 1300, give it a bit more RPMs. Make sure that the 3-point linkage is operating at, the PTO is operating at 540 RPM. Now, up here, another safety feature, you've got a glass breaker. Again, God forbid you ever need to use it, the option is there. You've got your Apple CarPlay / Bluetooth head unit and also your rear mounted camera on this screen. Up here, four air conditioning vents, sun visor that flips down, and your air conditioning control panel. That covers the interior. One recent change that we're introducing to all of our tractors is the Indemar joystick. So we've gone from the 2 separate joystick controls, which were a bit cumbersome when you needed to do the work. Now all of your front end loader controls are on the one joystick. You've got up, down, and tilt as usual on the one axis, but now if you hold this button in, it activates a solenoid on the front, and if you go left and right, that actually rolls the bucket. Or if you have implements like the front end loader post hole digger, that will actually drive the hydraulics on the front, i.e. spin the auger. Indemar is not a no-name brand. They're a brand recognized all over the world and trusted by the likes of John Deere and Massey Ferguson. They are regarded as one of the best quality joysticks on the market. Last thing in the cabin before we head out is you have a Grammer suspension seat. It's not just a no-name brand, it's a brand that's trusted by many of the big name brands in heavy machinery that you'll recognize. Great quality suspension seat, adjustable tension and armrest as needed. So starting from top to bottom here, we've got your back working light here, rotator, you've got an external radio antenna, license plate holder should you decide to register your tractor, and as mentioned, you've got all the accoutrements and lights needed to register it, all working tail lights. Now, if we look at the 3-point linkage here, it will look familiar to you if you know tractors in general, but few features that we take pride in is you've got the hydraulic downforce on the 3-point linkage. So all your implements now have the option to be driven into the ground. As mentioned from the interior, we do have float on the 3-point linkage. Other thing is quick hitch now is standard on all of our models, so you can leave a set of quick hitch balls on all the implements that you use often, or even the ones you don't use often. Make it easier to hook up and disconnect. The tractor also ships with a swing drawbar. You are welcome to remove that upon receival, but it gives you the option to tow stuff around nice and easy. Other points we mentioned is we do have an external remote here for the 3-point linkage, so you can raise or lower the 3-point linkage as required. As mentioned from the cabin also, you do have the 2 external remotes, but unless you buy an implement that requires it, you most likely will never use it. Examples are the flail mower with side shift. Other thing is we do have a 7-pin round trailer pug that you're welcome to adapt should you need to power something on the back of the tractor. Now going on to the service side of things, we'll touch base on them. You've got a fill point there for your hydraulic system. You've also got a dipstick for the transmission down here. And over here is one of the hydraulic filters on the tractor. Now, one thing to be mindful of also is familiarize yourself with all the grease points all over the tractor. So on the back here, you've got them in these red nipples at all the hinge points. Now on the front of the tractor, they aren't all covered with the red tags, but please familiarize yourself with any wear points that will need greasing. You know, after a big day, definitely need greasing the next day. Otherwise, if it's just intermittent use, once a week is good practice.